A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello everyone, welcome to A+ English. I'm Mike.
I'm Chickling.
And we are back with our friend Jeff, who we think is still sick.
Right.
Well, we kind of hope he's sick, and that's not because we want to be mean to Jeff. It's because we're visiting a clinic.
Oh, okay.
And
so
if Jeff suddenly feels 100% better, he won't be at the clinic, and we'll have nothing to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Or Jeff could have died, and that will also be bad because we're at a clinic and it's too late.
It's not really normal when you die from a cold.
That's true. It's also very unusual to die from a cold. So Jeff's still sick. We hope he's feeling a bit better. We will be rejoining him at the clinic in a moment, where we left him waiting in the waiting room to see the doctor. But let's talk about a cold. When you have a cold, if you're, of course, going to a doctor, they'll get to a special medicine. But there are also times when you don't go to the doctor, you just take care of yourself at home. So that's our question. What should you do to take care of yourself when you're sick? Good advice, and also maybe family traditions, right? Because oftentimes you kind of do what your mom did, and then you do that to your kids when you get older. So, you know, each family might have their own special magical thing. Do this, you'll get better. So what about in your family or in your home?
My mom used to make chicken soup.
Really?
Yeah.
Chicken soup. That's kind of a Western
thing. Yeah.
Chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
I think they actually, I don't know if they did. They tried to use science to show that something in the chicken noodle soup is actually making you better in your body.
Okay.
But I think also in your mind.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's
I like
okay,
this,
chicken,
and I'm
something
sick,
hot.
and mom loves me. So that's nice. So what else do you do?
I just drink a lot of water and sleep.
Good. Rest. Water.
Because I live by myself. Nobody cooks chicken soup for me.
Oh, what about Charlie?
Oh, well, he sleeps with me.
Dog. Well, that's nice.
Get off my bed. You can't come onto my bed.
Wow, okay.
What about you?
I let my cat on my bed if I'm sick or not, because I'm a nice person.
Okay.
What do? I complain. I act like a baby. I can't get this. Can you get that for me?
Okay, I'll do it for you. Don't worry about it.
Sometimes I do that. What else?
You have your wife. Come on.
That's right. But often she's always away when I'm sick.
Okay.
It's really weird. I think she planned it that way. But I will drink water. I will rest. I will try to eat some fresh fruit.
Okay.
That's also good for you.
Vitamin C, yeah.
Vitamin C.
Don't take too much.
Don't take too much. You know, stay away from, oily food, fast food, spicy food, that kind of stuff. So just take care of yourself, do the sensible thing, and rest. And also, if you can, don't go out and give your cold to everyone else. We don't need it. Stay home. All right, so let's find out what's going on with Jeff at the clinic, where I'm sure he's wearing a mask and being sensible.
Welcome to Picture Dictionary. Clinic. Registration desk. National Health Insurance Card. NHI card. Medical record. Medical chart. Blood pressure monitor. BP monitor. Injection room. Nurse. Examination chair. Examination table. Patient. Stethoscope. Doctor. Physician.
Seeing a doctor at a clinic. Warm-up question. What should you do to take care of yourself when you're sick?
Good morning. What's your health problem?
I have a cough and a fever. I started feeling sick a week ago.
Okay, let's look at your throat. Say ah. Now I'll listen to your lungs with the stethoscope. It's probably a basic cold. Rest and drink lots of water. I'll give you some medicine.
All right, so we are still at the clinic. That's good. And we think Jeff is still alive because the doctor is talking to someone.
Right.
So either Jeff is alive or Jeff is dead and the doctor is crazy.
Okay.
So let's find out. The doctor says, "Good morning. What's your health problem?" We think this is Jeff, he's asking.
Okay.
So that's the kind of typical question you'll get. First, Jeff walks in to the doctor's office, closes the door. "Good morning, doctor." "Good morning." And the doctor says, "What's your health problem? What's wrong with you? Tell me your symptoms. I need information so I can start to figure out how to fix you." So Jeff gives him that information by saying exactly what is wrong. He says, "I have a cough and a fever." That means a high temperature. What is it, 37 degrees?
Maybe 37.5 Celsius.
Yeah, anything kind of over 37.
Yeah.
I also find when I have a fever, I don't usually need to take my temperature. I feel it in my bones.
Oh, so you can feel it.
Yeah, like often your joints, like your elbows, your shoulder, your back.
Start to feel sore.
You just start to feel sore and generally a little sick. And then when I take my temperature, it's often over 37 degrees Celsius. He says, "I have a cough and a fever. I started feeling sick a week ago."
And why is he here now? Just now.
That's
It's
quite
been
a long
week.
time. Right. If it was a day or two, you might think he's at the doctor. But a week? Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe he was traveling.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe he was busy. There's reasons people can't see a doctor right away. But I would say if you're feeling that bad, don't leave it for a week. So let's talk about some of those symptoms. The fever, the cough, those are obvious ones. What are some other things that you'll start to feel or
Maybe
notice?
a stuffy nose or maybe a runny nose. You might also have a stomach ache.
Stomach ache, that's right.
What else?
Headache. Sometimes people get headaches.
Oh, sometimes you can get you can get back pain.
Back pain, that's the kind of thing I get with the
What
fever.
else?
Sometimes you have a sore throat.
Sore throat,
right?
yeah.
No coughing, a sore throat. And yes, if you have a cold, the stuffed nose.
Or swollen gum. Sometimes.
What? Swollen gums?
Like if I have a fever, I usually feel really swollen inside of my mouth. It feels really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you have scurvy.
Or maybe
You should eat more vitamin C.
Yeah.
You're like an old sailor or something like that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, everyone's a little bit different, right? And sometimes you can have a fever. Sometimes you have more of a cold. Sometimes you have a combination. Who knows what it is? But most people will be able to know when their body doesn't feel right. And especially if this lasts more than a day or two, it probably means you're sick with something. So now the doctor knows some basic stuff. He knows about the fever. He knows about the cough.
Yeah.
So he wants to look at where the cough comes from, which would be right here. So that's what the doctor says. Okay, let's look at your throat. This is your throat. This is your throat. This is your neck. Okay, the whole thing, this is your neck. You put a scarf around your neck or you put your tie around your neck. But this part is your throat. This is where the food and the air go down into your body. So basically the front part of your neck. And if they look at your throat, he's not just going to look like here. Put your head up and let me look at the skin. No, they're going to look inside your mouth to see down there, and they might make you say "ah." So the doctor says, say "ah."
Yeah, they say "ah."
Right.
I'm like,
there you go. And they'll often use that wooden stick.
Yeah, 那个叫做什么？鸭舌棒，
A tongue depressor.
冰棒, like from a popsicle.
Yeah, but you don't get the popsicle, and it's wider and really dry. And Anyway, so they use that to push your tongue down, of course, so they can see further. And often it'll be red, or they'll see like white spots. It doesn't look quite right. Doctors know this. And then the doctor says, now I'll listen to your lungs with the stethoscope. That's stethoscope. It's not an easy word to say, stethoscope. But that's what the doctor puts in their ears, and then they have that metal kind of circle, and they put it on your chest, and they listen to your breathing, they listen to your heart. It's often quite cold, and so that's one of the things that they will probably want to do to hear inside your lungs, right?
If there's any weird sounds going on.
Exactly, because sometimes you have liquid in there, when you cough, it comes up. And so they want to hear that, because it'll sound like... You know, it'll sound different than if it's clear and healthy.
You sounded like a zombie.
Well, you know, that's how zombies become zombies.
Okay.
Anyways, the doctor says, after doing all this, the doctor is thinking, I went to Harvard Medical School for 8 years. It's probably a basic cold.
Okay. Wow. So it took you that long to say that it was a cold.
I didn't go to Harvard, but I know that too. But, you know, it's common, right? And he saw the things he expects to see. And so, yeah, it's probably a basic cold or the common cold. There's not a fancy cold. It's just kind of saying you have a cold, right? It's nothing more serious than that. You don't have, I don't know, pneumonia or something. Rest and drink lots of water. There you go. Yeah. Dr. Chickalin gave us that one. I'll give you some medicine. So this is that prescription medicine we talked about yesterday.
How do you feel?
My fever went away, but I still have a cough. Now I have a sore throat too.
You should go to the doctor for a follow-up appointment.
I'll call them and make an appointment for this afternoon.
I hope you get well soon.
All right, so we have moved in time and location. Jeff has left the doctor's office, the clinic, and he is now back home, or at least he is with his good friend Lisa. So Lisa wants to know how he feels. So to find out, Lisa asks him, how do you feel? Which is a good question if you want to know how someone feels.
Sorry.
Do you think she should do more?
No, maybe she should.
You think she should have some nice bowl
Never
of...
mind. I was going to say something bad, but never mind.
Don't be mean to Lisa.
Okay.
Back to our article. So yeah, when was the last time you had a cold?
2 weeks ago.
No, you had COVID 2 weeks ago. That's not a cold.
Yeah,
that's totally, well, not, it's different.
It's like a cold.
It's like a cold. It's like, well, actually, before I said you can't really have a fancy cold. I guess COVID is kind of a fancy cold.
Okay.
It's such a nice special cold that has its own name. It's a designer cold.
Yeah, okay.
Cold.
Designer cold.
But yes, a common cold, I think most people, I used to get one about once a year. Now I think it's a little bit less.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that means you're getting healthier.
Maybe my body has just quit. But yeah, so that's a good thing. But I think most people might get one in the wintertime. Sometimes you get summer colds, which are the worst when it's hot and you have a cold. But most people get it when the weather turns cold or something. And they go around, right? If you have it at work, someone might pass it to you. Or if you're at school, you might get it from a classmate. It's common. And unless you're very old or sick or something, it won't do anything too bad for you, and maybe you'll get a day off school if you're lucky. Anyways, back to Jeff. He says, my fever went away. Success. But I still have a cough. So there you go. So he doesn't have the high temperature, which is the more worrying thing, right? Having a high temperature is a sign that you're a little more than just a bit sick. You're kind of medium sick. So no more fever. That's good. But he still coughs. Now I have a sore throat too. You can get a sore throat just from the cold. Or of course, if you, talk a lot or sing a lot or cough a lot, you're going to get a sore throat just because you're using your throat a lot.
Right.
So there you go. How long does it usually take you, my friend, to recover or get over or feel better after getting a cold?
Well, it depends on how serious it is. Usually it takes about 2 to 3 days. But this fancy cold that I had, it took me 7 days.
7 days. Okay. I don't know where I heard a long time ago. 9 days.
That's a lot.
3 days to get sick, 3 days to be sick, and 3 days to get better.
Okay.
That's what I heard from somewhere. I'm not sure if that's true, but yeah, usually for me it would be around a week. That's to get rid of everything. Right? You might feel really sick for a couple of days, but then, you still have that stuff in your nose and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's about a week probably for most people. Back to Lisa. She says you should go to the doctor for a follow-up appointment. Interesting.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people would do that, including me.
Yeah, me either.
I take my medicine, that's the other thing. If they give you medicine, take the medicine for as long as the doctor says especially if it's antibiotics.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Do not get rid of your antibiotics or say, oh, I'll keep them for the future. No. Use them. Otherwise, the bugs inside you can learn how to fight the antibiotics. And then in the future, we're all in big trouble. But so maybe in that case, it's an okay idea. I think if you have a cold, would you go back to see the doctor when you feel better?
It really depends. Like if I feel better now, I usually just, okay, I'll just let it be.
There you go.
I'll feel okay.
Back to your normal life.
Yeah. But if it's really serious, of course, you have to go back.
Good point. That's a very good point. Yes. If it's a serious illness, you should definitely do a follow-up appointment. But yeah, I'd say if it's a cold or a sore throat, it's not that important. But anyways, Jeff takes this advice because it is good advice. He says, I'll call them and make an appointment, for this afternoon. Okay.
Right.
So he's going to go and take care of that right away. And at that point, Lisa says, I hope you get well soon. Well, he's getting better, but she kind of means, I hope you are fully recovered, 100% healthy again very soon. So what are some of the things that we can do to stay healthy?
Well, we can drink as much water as we can, eat as many fruits and veggies as we can. That's what I do. And do as much exercise as you can. Not as much, but you can do some exercise.
Exercise, water, healthy food, sleep. Sleep is good. Happy mind, happy body. So if there are things you can do that make you happy, meditation or exercise, like you said, which can be good for your body and your mind, and also friends and love, right? Those things can definitely help too. And listen to your body. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm too busy to be sick. Your body doesn't care. So you have to pay attention to your body. All right, guys, we're going to toss it over to you. And then we'll be back later to look at the vocab.OK，
所以 throat 就是喉咙的意思啊，喉咙痛就是 sore throat， 所以我们常这个动作清喉咙就是 clear one's throat。比如说 Our professor cleared his throat to get our attention， 或者是呢，我们看另外一个 Eric cleared his throat before he spoke to the woman。那个女士讲话之前呢 ，Eric 就先清了清她的喉咙。那么 probably 这个字呢，就是可能的意思。我们来自于 probable 这一个形容词哦，我们可以讲 It is probable that 就是什么事情是有可能的。For instance, it is probable that she might change her mind at the last minute. She always does that. 那我们看另外一个句子哦，这边是副词 probably. There are gray clouds in the sky. It's probably going to rain soon. 天空中乌云密布，可能马上就要下雨了。那我们2堂课都是在讲这个感冒，感冒的英文就是 cold。所以如果你得到感冒 to catch a cold, to get a cold， 或者是呢，你有点还在感冒还没完全好 Don't come near me, I'm still getting over a cold。 好，那我们看另外一个句子哦。Paul went to the doctor to get some medicine for his cold. Paul 去看医生拿了一些药治疗他的感冒。那我们最后一个单字呢是 drink， 因为要喝水嘛，所以喝它的三态是 drink, drank, drunk。 那么当喝水、当喝酒、喝饮料都 OK， 所以我们有一个片语叫 to drink like a fish， 你就想一下鱼很喜欢在水里面嘛，所以喝太多酒就是 drink like a fish。 比如说 I drank like a fish last night, now I have a terrible headache。那么我们如果把它当成形容词就会变成 drunk， 那它就是会喝醉酒，它可以是我们的 past participle 过去分词，也可以是形容词。 You're drunk, you should go home， 你醉了你赶快回家吧。或者是呢 I drank 3 bottles of soda, now I feel sick， 我喝了3瓶汽水现在超想吐的。那我们刚刚看到回诊就是 follow up appointment。 好，那这是所有的单字咯，大家注意要记得复习。那我们现在赶快到今天的 review time。Review time.
All right, everyone, we have a bunch of words today. Wow, extra words. Oh, it's like exciting. Throat, sore throat. That's kind of the same thing. Probably, cold, and drink. And remember, the cold is not, oh, I'm so cold. It's, I've got a cold. That kind of cold. All right, so we're going to do a quick game of fill in the blanks. And I will give you a sentence. It will be missing a word, but don't worry. The word will be one of the words we learned today.
Okay.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Ready.
So the other day I woke up and I had a blank.
I had a sore throat.
That's right. So I went to the doctor. He looked in my blank and said I blank had a blank.
He looked in my throat and said I probably had a cold.
So he told me to go home and blank orange juice.
Oh, drink orange juice.
That's exactly what I did.
That's a good idea.
It was very
good
exciting.
Idea.
Well done, madam.
Thank you.
Especially with that middle one with 3 missing words. You knocked that out of the park.
Oh.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We have more fun stuff for you in the future, including colds, sore throats, fevers, and all sorts of wonderful stuff. So come back and join us for that. We don't have that for everyone. They won't come back for that. But they will come back for great articles, and we do have those. So do come back for that. Your doctor wants you to. He just called us and told us that's
Don't
true.
Get sick.
Don't get sick. True. Wash your hands.
Stay healthy. Bye.
That's true. Wash your hands. Bye.
Magic Box
今天在学校，老师发了期中考的成绩单，我的数学又考不及格了啦！我下次一定要好好用功才行啊！可是上课的时候，一听到老师的声音，就觉得很想睡觉嘛！啊，惨了！等一下回家，要是妈问我 What did you do at school today？今天在学校做了什么啊？我到底要想什么借口不让他知道我考不及格嘞？好吧，在想到借口之前，我们先想想英文里面要怎么问问题吧。先想想我们的直述句怎么说呢？比方说我在吃饭 ，I am eating my sandwiches。如果呢，我们往回推要问问题，中文你会怎么问呢？你可能会问说：你在吃饭吗？Are you eating your sandwiches? Are you eating your sandwiches? OK， 这个是呢 yes or no 问句的用法咯。那么疑问词的问句你会吗？呵呵，今天呢就要来教给你这招疑问词的问句咯。所谓呢疑问词就是5个 W 一个 which，OK， 问什么 what 在哪里 where 谁 who 什么时候 when 以及哪一个 which 再加上呢我们的如何 how。疑问词引导的问句呢，比起我们刚刚 yes or no 的问句的是非题，疑问词的问句就比较像是简答题咯。例如呢，刚刚的问句如果改成 what， 我们就可以写说 What are you eating？ 你在吃什么？是在吃三明治还是吃汉堡啊？或者是呢，我们可以讲说 Where are you eating your sandwiches？Where are you eating your sandwiches？ 你是在哪里吃呢？是在教室还是家里还是公园？这个呢就是我们疑问词引导的问句咯。那么这些问句该怎么用，又要怎么回答呢？今天呢，我们就要用 what 来当做范例咯，聊一聊疑问词问句的句型到底长成什么样子。首先呢，我们疑问词可以搭配 be 动词来使用，很常见的呢，例如我们可以说 What is your name？OK， 你叫做什么名字 ？My name is Maruko， 我叫做小丸子。What is your name？OK， 我们呢就在 what 后面倒装加上 be 动词。OK，What is your name？ 或者是我们刚刚看到前面的这个现在进行式的用法咯，问你现在在做些什么事情 ？What are you doing？What are you doing？ 现在在做什么事情啊 ？OK， 这个呢是我们搭配 be 动词的用法。那么呢，如果我们要用一般动词，又不想要是现在进行式，那该怎么办呢？这个时候我们就要请出我们的助动词 do 或者是 does 咯。例如呢，大家都知道呢，我是个贪吃鬼，但我想吃些什么呢 ？What do you like to eat？我想吃些什么 ？What do you like to eat？ 你想吃些什么 ？I like to eat pasta。OK， 我想吃意大利面。或者是呢，我的同学冰淇的口袋看起来怪怪的，好像装了什么东西在里面，但是是什么东西呢 ？What does Hamasaki have in his pocket？OK，What does Hamasaki have in his pocket？ 在他口袋里面的是什么东西啦 哦，原来啊 ，he has his wallet in his pocket， 口袋里面哦有他的钱包啦。这个呢就是我们 what 引导的问句咯。好啦，现在轮到你来帮我想一想，等一下要怎么样，不要让妈生气吧。